We're naturally more comfortable living in small communities where everyone knows us, we know where we fit, who our ancestors are, and surrounded by our tribe. Did you know that even people living in big cities tend to gravitate into groups of 150 people? Being outside of our comfort zone makes us all feel awkward and uncomfortable. That's why people at parties need a drink in their hand or food to break the ice, and why cell phones are sometimes used as security blankets to keep us connected to the people who matter when we're surrounded by those who don't. Fear is often based on physical survival and is only soothed with the acknowledgement that we are part of something bigger, infinite in scope, eternal in duration, and indestructible. Fear comes from a feeling of isolation and a sense of being unworthy, when in truth we are interconnected and worthy to the depths of our being. We don't need to face our fear as much as understand from where it originates and realize that many of the things we're most afraid of are illusions and nightmares of our own making. That underlying fear is love, which is true and strong and indestructible. Fear feels very real and builds momentum easily until we feel cornered with our backs against the wall, feeling helpless to stem the tide of destruction that lays waste our desire for something better. It takes courage to withstand the tides of fear, but mostly it takes reaching into the depths of ourselves and the acknowledgement that we have bowed to it for too long, that in doing so, the boundaries it has set are far too rigid and have become smaller and smaller, until fear prevents us from experiencing anything joyful and stops us from feeling truly alive. Finally, from within that mist of darkness, we come to our senses and say, I'm done with this nightmare set by fear. I want to regain that wonderful sense of flying and freedom that deep within myself I know is my birthright. This has all been a terrible mistake, a misunderstanding that somehow I am unworthy of love, the great lie I've told myself for far too long. I'm done with this approach. There must be a better way. In that moment, everything changes. In that small willingness, great things become available that were obscured before. The better way opens, help you didn't realize you needed. Books, people, adventure, reinforcement, new directions, inspiration, and joy. Boundless joy as your reward for laying down the staff of fear and turning towards something better. Freedom, love, compassion, connection are better replacements for the isolation and separation that fed on fear. Isn't it comforting to know that you're not alone? That the best and brightest of who you are has been beside you all along, loving you and whispering that you are what you thought is not true. Life can be joyful. The water's fine. In this moment, you are safe and very loved. This is not so much an exercise as simply the recognition and fighting against fear only strengthens its hold, that what it really needs is love and understanding, which is something you can give anywhere, anytime.